YTBC, what's the deal? So I'm here to talk about tomorrow's fight, Wladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury. Now, I just watched the weigh-in. They have Tyson Fury at 246.4. Wladimir Klitschko came in at 245.3. This is the lightest that Tyson Fury has been since he fought Kevin Johnson. We know earlier this year against Christian Hammer, he came in at 260. He has been as high as 274 versus Joey Abel, and he came in at 254 versus Cunningham. Wladimir Klitschko, 245 is about right. He's somewhere in between 245, 250 for all of his fights. He's usually, cut, ripped, and ready to go. A lot of people here on YouTube and on different forums that I'm on different websites, they believe that, Wladimir Klitschko's on steroids. Now, do I think it's a possibility? Yeah, anything's possible, especially in boxing with the PEDs and guys getting popped and IVs, so on and so forth. Allegations about a lot of fighters. One thing that I heard Tyson Fury say in an interview is he thinks that Wladimir Klitschko has just been in there with guys that are 6'1", 6'2", guys like Jennings, Leopold, Povetkin, and Brogomov, Chigayev, and he's right. He has been in there with shorter guys. I'm 6'5", so I'm sure that Tyson Fury would think I'm short too. But there has been guys who he has been in there with that are 6'5", 6'6", guys like Pianata, guys like Pulev, guys like Thompson, guys like Marius Wack, guys like Ray Austin. He has been in there with guys that are 6'6" with over 80-inch reaches. But Tyson Fury, he's 6'9". I was watching the weigh-in and I was looking at the stare down. It's either one or two things. Either Wladimir Klitschko is the tallest 6'6", 6'6" person, or Tyson Fury is the shortest 6'9", 6'9" person. One or the two, because they look the same height. Some people saying that Wladimir probably had extra soles in his shoes to make his, to make him seem taller. Really, I don't see Wladimir Klitschko at 39 years old. He's been a champion for 10 years, 18 successful defenses, only trailing Joe Louis and Larry Holmes. I really don't think he's in the playing those type of, I'm taller than I am games. I really don't think he's really into that right now in his career. But some people say he was playing mind games when he wanted to reschedule the fight. We know that Fury came in dressed like Batman in the last press conference when the fight was first made, running around the venue, acting crazy, being boisterous, just having his, outlandish personality, which I'm fine with. These guys got to have some charisma, some type of character. I'm fine with it. But when you look at the fight, when you break the styles down, and I watched Tyson Fury for some years now. He can switch from righty to lefty. To me, when he's in his southpaw stance, I believe he wants to land his jab more efficiently with power on it, and that's what his main purpose is when he turns southpaw. When he's in orthodox, in my opinion from watching him, when he's in orthodox, I think he just wants to let his hands go a little bit more, and he wants to move and circle around the ring, and he wants to land his right hand down the pike. That's just my opinion from when I watch Fury. He can get extremely lazy in the ring sometimes. He likes to hold guys. He likes to fall on the ropes on guys. I've seen him do it to Derek Chisora. Seen him do it with Cunningham and countless other guys. Hammer. I've seen him do it to countless guys that are much physically shorter than him and just way less than him. Now with this Wladimir fight, they're around the same weight. They look the same height to me, although they say Fury's 3 inches taller. I don't think that, grabbing guys, trying to push them against the ropes is going to work against Wladimir. I think when they're on the inside, Wladimir is a master clincher. He is. I respect Wladimir. 25-2 in title fights, 18 consecutive defenses. I know all about Wladimir Klitschko in his reign as champion. He's been lineal champ since 2009, so on and so forth. But what I will say is he does like to clinch. That's one of his things that he goes to. He has a very good jab. He can hook off the jab with his left hook, and he likes to throw a right hand right down the pike. Those are his three best punches, in my opinion. His jab, his right hand, and his left hook. Those are his three best punches. Very simple. Seems like it's easy to get past and shut down, but guys can't do it. Because then he doesn't really like to work inside. He'll rather grab and wait for the ref to come in and break the clinch. Tyson Fury is going to have to let his hands go. I've seen him let his hands go against guys like Chisora. He's going to have to be active in his fight. Trying to stand there and go jab for jab against Klitschko, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think his jab is strong enough, and I don't think it's educated enough to beat Wladimir's jab. I remember watching the Sultan and Brogomov fight versus Wladimir Klitschko. Now, Brogomov and Fury are different fighters. I understand that. When I was watching that fight, I remember in Brogomov kind of trying to do an up jab, trying to up jab Wladimir. And Wladimir, you know, taller, Wladimir kept just slapping his shit down, just slapping that jab down. Almost just, he made in Brogomov, he just made him like unsure of himself when to throw a jab or how to throw the jab. He almost looked like a novice in there trying to land his jab against Wladimir. Wladimir just took away his confidence. He didn't have any confidence throwing his jab. Tyson Fury is very confident in his ability, but when he gets in there, the guys that have gave Klitschko, in my opinion, the hardest fights, like when he was knocked down against a guy like Samuel Peter and Brewster and Corey Sanders, those type of guys. Even with Ross Purity, although Purity's not a heavy-handed fighter like those other guys, what I will say is that Purity, although he's not a heavy-handed guy, he was very active with his hands. Corey Sanders and Brewster and Samuel Peter, they kept the pressure on Klitschko, and they have very heavy hands. I don't think Fury has heavy hands like those guys, but I do think he can be active. I do think he can go to Roddy the lefty to try to switch it up and be a little bit awkward. I think his awkwardness is going to be key. He's not going to go in there and blow Wladimir out. I'll be very surprised if he does that. I know Fury's predicting, I think, a 5th-round knockout, but he's not really that type of fighter, so I don't get how tomorrow night he's going to just go in there and become this walk you down type of guy with all this power like a Lennox Lewis or something like that. I really don't see that happening. I think he's going to have to use his hand speed, put his punches together. I think activity and work rate and him being awkward could give Wladimir some problems. He does like to fight off his back foot, which is a good thing to have in the fight, because I've seen guys like Jennings go backwards and just pretty much put the high guard up, let Wladimir get off, and then try to come and walk forward. And that's not going to work, because Wladimir is going to get off, probably with a right hand or a hook. And then when he does go back and you come to follow him, he's going to put a jab and he's going to put a stop to that. Fury, on the other hand, he can go back, and as he's going back, he can still punch and get some work in. Or if he turns southpaw, he can still punch. He likes to use that jab. He can still punch and put some work in. Then when Wladimir likes to go backwards, Fury can come forward. But the thing about him coming forward, he doesn't have a lot of power. In my opinion, I don't think the power's there. Now, he did put a guy like Cunningham down, but I really don't see his power putting Wladimir Klitschko down. I don't think he has the power of a Samuel Peter or a Corey Sanders or even a Layman Brewster, who was heavy-handed. I don't see that in Fury. I think his best way to win this fight will be a decision. So he's coming in shape. He's 246. He's in shape. So I think he's going to try to go the distance. I don't think he came in shape like this to try to knock Wladimir out. Now, if the knockout occurs, I expect him to take it. You know what I mean? But I think the best way for him to win this fight is by decision, is letting his hands go, use his awkwardness. When they do clinch, he's going to have to work inside, because Vlad's just content with just clinching. And he might lean his weight on you, but since these guys are similar in size, it's going to be hard for Wladimir to lean his weight on somebody when he can't get their neck under him. If you're shorter than him and then you fall right into him, he can lean over the top of you. Lennox Lewis used to do it a lot also. Tall fighters do this. You know, even I used to do this shit in the gym when I was spar shorter guys. It's just a habit. You just fall on a guy, you're bigger and stronger, so you just lean on him. You know, try to rough him up a little bit while you're leaning on him. You know, but Wladimir Klitschko is going to win this fight. I got to win him by decision. I think once Tyson Fury feels that right hand flush or that left hook flush, I think it's going to discourage him. And I think his best bet is to try to box, man. Use a jab. His jab is decent. You know, I think he has a decent jab, and he can throw the jab from different angles because he like to go from lefty to righty. But I'm going to go with Wladimir Klitschko. You know, approaching 40, I see the gray hairs coming on the side. He's approaching 40. He's getting up there. I just don't think Tyson Fury is the guy that's going to do it. I think it's going to be a knockout artist type of guy that's going to have to get Wladimir out of there. But at the same time, I think Tyson Fury's best chance of winning is doing what he does best, using a work rate, being awkward, and trying to mix it up like that. Anything can happen in the heavyweight division. We have 6'9", 6'6", 245-pound men in there swinging at each other. So anything can happen. I seen, if you like to lay money down, I seen that Wladimir was a 5-1 favorite. So I'm gonna go with Wladimir Klitschko in this fight, and he's gonna move it up to 19 successful consecutive defenses. And Tyson Fury, you know, if he makes a good showing for himself, you know, he can still stay in the landscape of the heavyweight division. But I'm going to go with Wladimir Klitschko in this fight. YTBC, I'm out.